just one bite, you won't regret it. Get your curls percolated. Oh, Miage. Oh, Miage. Get you some. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue and I am kicking them out today. This is the last one of the night. So you can go to bed after this, baby, okay? And just wait for tomorrow for the next two. That'll be Power and Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the reunion part 1, okay? Because for some reason, because they decided to put Basketball Wives on Sunday, I could not record everything that requires recording on Sunday nights. We are here for Basketball Wives, okay? And without any further ado, let's get into my notes, okay? Tammy told Evelyn she lied on Chad, y'all, in front of everybody during the day trip where we supposed to be having coming to Jesus type moments. Tammy decides to say one of the most ignorant things she could have possibly have said on this fucking show. Ignorant because she knows that it sounds bad. Ignorant because it speaks to a deeper level of depravity within her spirit that she totally needs to work on, okay? And just all around, not a good look for you to say something like that, seeing as though you have also been a woman that has experienced domestic violence, okay? Now, I understand that you may feel like Evelyn is using domestic violence as some type of, badge of honor, but I don't get that vibe from her. I don't, okay? She said it happened. From that situation, she was able to go on the island, get her fucking life, and now she's back on this show. But I don't think she needed to do that. I think that if she wanted to continue being the person she was before, she would have found another station that would get her on tables jumping around, okay? WeTV didn't give a fuck when Basketball Wives started to lose ads and shit because they was acting ignorant. Nobody cared. And Tammy, I'd like to remind you that you are part of that era. It was not just Evelyn and her bullshit. It was also you beating the fuck out of Mika and then bullying the other girl by having her purse and daring her to come and get it. Like, bitch, let's not act like... We haven't all added to the fuckery. And Tammy, this was a moment where you should have reflected on the person that you've grown to be and not took this step. See, the thing about Evelyn is she may be trifling, disgusting, annoying, petty, and hella fucking juvenile. But at the end of the day, that's who she is. That is who she is. And she has a habit of allowing people to fall on their own swords. And that's what she let you do. She let you say that crazy shit up out your mouth just so it would give her an excuse to play the victim even more so. If that's what she wanted out of the situation, to be the victim, then you gave her even more of a reason to be victim, because now she can cry about it and get Jackie sympathy and everybody else sympathy because you didn't just say some crazy ass shit up out your mouth. So strategically, that was the dumbest thing you could have done, and I'm glad that eventually you came to your senses and saw that, but we gonna wait on it because we got some other shit to talk about. Evelyn feels like she was owed an apology after that shit was said, and she didn't get one. I didn't even hear Jen apologize to her. I could be wrong, but I thought I only heard Jen apologize to Shawnee, and they've never shown us a scene. Y'all please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. Never seen a scene where Jen apologized for lying on Evelyn, and Evelyn is just so ready to forgive her. Evelyn, you're either full of shit and only acting like you're still friends with her so you can have somebody else to tape with, or you are really a weak individual who needs somebody to follow her around. Because Jen follows you around, and Jen is also intimidated by you and knows what the type of shit that you will do, so she ain't gonna try you like Tammy will. And she allows for you to feel that sense of privilege that y'all feel by being two pretty girls walking down the street together. Bitches like that, you know what I'm saying? If they friend cute and they know they kind of control the dynamic and they the head bitch in charge of their group, they love that shit. And when a bitch comes into the group that's gonna challenge that power, they don't like that bitch, okay? I think that Shawnee is always going to be above everybody else, but Evelyn probably has always felt like Tammy's personality has always been a draw and would be competition for her. Even though she has a personality and she can dress and she's beautiful, Tammy is also very stunning, and even was stunning back then when she had the bad wig and wasn't wearing the most expensive clothes like the rest of you bitches. So the fuck what? Naturally, she was still very, very beautiful, and nothing that y'all would say or do could take away from that. And that's just what it is, all right? it's unfortunate that she has diabetes and has had to lose so much weight, because I do feel like, she is such a small frame person. It just makes her look very gaunt sometimes, but still beautiful nonetheless. And as long as she's healthy, I'm fucking happy. But I was very disappointed. And Shawnee was over it. Shawnee was very, very kind of just disgusted, it seemed like, with Tammy when she said that shit. So everybody just kind of gets up and walks off, and Evelyn stays behind and is crying to them. Tammy left. But they all kind of congregated, and Malaysia and Jackie and Jen and Shawnee are all feeling terrible for Evelyn, because she's now starting to cry, and she's saying that she never hit that nigga, she never hit him. And I kind of feel like pushing somebody and grabbing on them like, nigga, what the fuck is this? Like, all of that, that's not the same thing as splitting somebody's head down the middle. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. All right? I don't think that's the same at all. And Tammy's story is that it was an accident. I don't know whether it was an accident or not, but I still feel like he felt like he'd done something wrong. He never said he didn't do it. Why wouldn't he say that he didn't do it? And you know what I'm saying? Like, why not say it never happened? I never hit her. It was an accident. Why not say the shit? He never said anything. He got her face tattooed on his body. He apologized for it. He was fired, and then eventually he moved on and got along with his life, and he's still okay. He's still Chad Ocho Cinco, okay? So I just kind of feel, really just Chad Johnson now. But anyway, I still feel like Evelyn for him is the one that got away. So I don't think he feels that she was using him as a platform or something like that. I don't think that was the situation at all. I think they were very attracted to each other and probably really loved each other, but with two personalities that didn't need to be with each other. It is how it is. And Tammy saying that, just like I said last review, showed her own insecurities as a person, bruh. It really did. Evelyn still feels like Jen is a real friend. Like I said, bitch, you sound stupid. Malaysia and Jackie meet up, and Malaysia says that she forgot about Jen after everything that had happened between Tammy and Evelyn, and she felt like just watching them tear each other apart like that, she would have rather have them actually come to physical blows, because it wasn't as bad as some of the shit that they were saying to one another. Either way, that situation made her want to bring together Kristen and Cece so that they can work on their issues, because they're supposed to be close. They coming into this group together and now are arguing and fighting with one another. So Malaysia wants Jackie to help her facilitate that meeting. Jen and Evelyn talk, and Jen looks like she knows just how lucky she is, and probably is slightly surprised that Evelyn hasn't tried to cut her with a knife that she's cutting the vegetables with for the salad she's making. Bitch, if there was something liquid, I would think that hoe was poisoning me. Anyway, Evelyn wants to turn this situation into a positive, so she wants to have a Giuseppe shoe event where she sells shoes, and all of the money goes to the different companies that help women who are in abusive situations and that come with their children and need places to stay. They need lawyer fees, they need money, they need aid, and she wants to be able to give that to them and use this as a way to help people and give back. And I do feel like that's a genuine thing for her to do. And I also feel like it's a positive thing for her to do. So I can't really say, she probably just doing it to make herself look good. And it's like, what the fuck else are we doing anything for besides slightly to help other people, but also so that we could look better in other people's eyes? Like, you lying to yourself if you say you're not doing shit so people will know that you're a good person. Like, you're lying to yourself. Anyway, Malaysia and Jackie meet with Cece and Kristen. And when Kristen gets there, she got fucking Jennifer with her. And I'm like, so you didn't come here to make up with nobody. You came here to basically send a message that Jen is your friend and she's going to be hanging around y'all, and Cece just better get with the fucking program. And it also lent to the bullshit idea that Kristen feels like she's done nothing wrong. Kristen feels like she's been made to look stupid because she was running behind Cece. Cece feels like if you was the old Kristen, you would have been leaving with me instead of running behind me trying to convince me to go back into a room and be ganged up on by a whole bunch of bitches that I don't know, and have the only one that is my friend telling me to stick up for myself instead of actually jumping in and having my back. That shit right there, bruh. I like the way Cece was very much on it for this entire conversation. She explained everything. And Kristen even brought up some bullshit about how you made a comment that I could go to Evelyn, Jennifer, and your job, and y'all wouldn't have a job to go to. And saying that they didn't have jobs. And it's like, well, bitch, y'all don't really have jobs. That's the first thing. Like, Jennifer does shit and she be trying to do shit, but that bitch don't work. And Evelyn, that bitch don't work. These bitches don't work. So what are you talking about? You don't work either, Kristen. So why are you offended by the truth? Cece says that's not what I said. I said that how are y'all going to talk about what I do, and I have not done that to y'all. I haven't come to wherever imaginary place y'all think y'all work at and done what y'all have done to me. That was Cece's point. And so Malaysia is just like, look, y'all, I just really want y'all to get past whatever the issue is between the two of y'all because y'all are family. And Cece says that, look, I was tired of Tweedledum and Tweedledummer telling me that I was stupid. And with Jen sitting right there, she piped up. But Malaysia was already pissed off that Jennifer was there. So she was like, And Kristen was like, no, it's okay, it's okay. Like, you shouldn't have been there because you are a part of the fucking problem. So, Kristen, you even bringing her there was stupid on your part and just shows how much of a fucking follower you are, okay? But Jennifer got upset and they kind of started going back and forth a little bit. And Cece was like, you started a rumor about me, can't apologize for it. Oh, it's not a rumor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The joke that you told to numerous people about me. I'm sorry. That funny joke that you told about my business to all of these different people. I'm so fucking sorry. I forgot about that part. And Jennifer is still lying, saying that she didn't do that. If you told Kristen that and then Kristen brought it back to Cece, then bitch, you told people that. Like, what are you talking about? And Cece, you thinking that you somehow the victim in this situation, like she threw you under the bus, I really want you to stop because you know that's a lie. You know that's a lie and you know exactly what you're doing. You know you want to be liked by these bitches and Cece clocked that too. And I just don't have no respect for you. Malaysia was like, well, there's no fixing this situation. So she just got her shit and said, I'm done with this whole table. And she was talking about Kristen and Jennifer because bitch, you ain't nothing but a little lackey. And we see you. Show no confidence having ass. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Got a husband, got a family, got everything these hoes want, but you running behind them like they got something to offer you. Girl, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. Evelyn and Michelle Game, okay? She used to be with Charlie Villanueva. I don't know who he played for or how long he played. All I know is they was together for 5 years and they're not together no more. And she is Evelyn's workout buddy, and I guess she's introducing her into the cast. So she invites her to her Giuseppe Shoe charity events, and she's going to show herself there. She was cute. She was fit. I was like, you know, hating on her stomach muscles, but that's okay. I'm biking these blocks tomorrow, okay? So Tammy tells OG when they meet up to go shopping for tennis shoes about the day trip and all what happened. Tammy is through with Evelyn and Jen, and that's for damn sure. I don't even know why she felt the need to reiterate that. You wasn't never there for Evelyn, and you damn sure ain't been there for Jen, and I'm in it, bitch. OG says that she doesn't understand why these bitches are so, you know, petty. I guess because they're so unhappy with their own lives. And I'm like, OG, I agree with you. I think that they're very unhappy with their own lives. So that whenever they get around other people who they feel like may have a better situation than them, even though they're not exactly jealous, but they find so much glee in making other people feel bad about themselves because it makes them feel better in the moment. And it's fucked up. But it's also very telling because y'all too old to have that frame of mind. Y'all are too old to be that childish. Like, it's just, to me, it's just really ridiculous. But OG clocked it and said that she got a man to be worrying about because she's trying to see where their relationship is going. So Tammy offers for them to go on a double date so she can feel Kwame out and, you know, kind of piece it together for herself. And maybe she can give OG some, you know, advice on how to handle him. Cece and Jackie talk, all right? And Cece looked like she was crying before Jackie got there. Nobody said anything, but that's what it looked like to me. Cece said that she felt like she was being attacked, and she felt like Kristen was joining in on the attack by bringing Jennifer with her, like she was trying to make a statement, like I said. And she feels abandoned by Kristen because they were close. And it especially hurt her, and I forgot to mention this, that at the end of the conversation before everybody left, Jen turns to Kristen and said, well, I thought you said y'all wasn't even that close. And she said, I didn't say we weren't that close. I said, I just thought it was surface. And I was like, wow, you thought it was just surface. Okay. And obviously Cece was hurt by that. And that's just all kind of showing through in this scene with Jackie. And Jackie's just trying to be there for her and comfort her. And, you know, kind of let her know that somebody, has her bag. And she tells her about what happened with Tammy. And she, just like everybody else, felt like Tammy was fucked up for what she said to Evelyn. So Tammy, Reggie, OG, and Kwame go on their double date. And apparently they met at a pre-ESPYs party. She said something about his dreads needing to be redone, and they look like they needed to be redone in this scene. So I can understand why she felt that way, and probably why she felt the need to say that. But they had a conversation, and then a while later saw each other on social media. And because he's a social media whore, he invited her out to Europe and just basically showed her the world right quick. And it's 4 years later, and now he's just trying to work on being a better boyfriend. And Tammy, with her messy ass, gonna ask, has there been any infidelity issues? And apparently there hasn't been any physical ones as far as OG knows, but she says that she's always having to check him about his social media. And that's one thing I've learned. If you always have to be checking your man's phone and looking through his text messages and his social media, y'all relationship is not a good, strong relationship. It's just not. That's not a good thing to have happening in your relationship. It shows some definite, missing links in the armor. You know what I mean? You should trust each other. And as a woman, you should feel confident in yourself enough to know that if it's gonna happen, if he's cheating on you, it's gonna reveal itself to you. You don't have to look for it, and when you find out, you're able to make a decision based on what you want to do instead of searching for something that you're not gonna do anything about. You know what I mean? So I just kind of feel like that's some little girl shit, and if you can't trust him, you don't need to marry him. And Tammy kind of feels the same way, but I guess they're gonna have a separate conversation about the shit later. But Kwame looked like he don't really want to be in a committed relationship, and is definitely not thinking about marrying her right now. And I'm looking at OG like, girl, you don't look like you got time for this. So we get to Evelyn's shoe event, and Shawnee and Evelyn tell Kristen about Jennifer and Tammy, and now her stupid ass is questioning whether she should be friends with Jennifer. And I'm like, exactly. You so ready to throw away somebody who has actually always been kind to you for somebody that will stick a knife in your fucking back and then give you a sedative so you don't even know the knife is there. Jennifer calls and tells Evelyn that she's on her way, and Shawnee makes a quick exit after purchasing her Giuseppe slippers and just goes ahead and moves on like Maya. Jennifer gets there, and when Evelyn tells her that Shawnee made a quick exit, she's like, whatever, I'm not about to kiss her ass. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? You should definitely put together a meeting for us for another time, because just like Tammy had receipts, you better believe I got mine, and I'll pull them out when the time is right. And I'm just kind of like, Jennifer, shut the fuck up. I would really like to know what receipts you have that you couldn't bring up neither the 2 times that you've been talked to about this situation. If you had receipts, why you didn't talk about it the first time Tammy brought it up? Why you didn't talk about it the second time when we talked about the receipts that Tammy had? You full of shit. And the fact that you don't have them now in front of Evelyn makes me feel like you don't even really have any receipts. You're just talking shit. And the way you was talking, all really calm and low and so apologetic to Shawnee. Now you want to say you're not going to kiss her ass? You full of shit, you fake ass bitch. Like, I just cannot. I'm sorry. I just cannot. Okay? Jackie and Tammy meet up, and Jackie just wants to know where Tammy's head is right now. Like, why did you say such a terrible thing to Evelyn? And Tammy is pissed off because Tammy feels like, look, she pushed me into that corner, and it looks like y'all edited this situation differently from how it happened. That's what it looked like to me. Because the way y'all edited it saying that Tammy said the comment about Chad, and then Evelyn started to call her a crackhead and talk about her weight. But the way Tammy and Jackie discussed it, Evelyn said she was a crackhead first, and then Tammy said what she said about Chad. And Tammy feels like she's been pushed to her limit. She feels like she has tried to be friends with them. She's tried to support them. Shawnee, Evelyn, Jen, all at one time or another. And somebody did tell me that Evelyn did an interview saying that she would never be friends with somebody like Tammy. And I think I saw that some years ago. And that caught Tammy, I'm sorry, everybody's name is whirling around in my head. That caught Tammy off guard because she thought they were cool, because I thought they were cool, and then we come back and they're not, and I just kind of feel like it's never really being said why, but I feel like that's probably why, because all of y'all at one point or another have acted like y'all were that girl's friend and then tried to play her dust, and that does make all of y'all a bunch of fucked up ass mean girls, and I wouldn't be trying to be friends with you hoes. I'ma just go ahead and say it like that, okay? I wouldn't be trying to be friends with you hoes. But Tammy says that because of that, she was pushed to her limit, but she was telling the truth from what she understands about what happened to them, because Evelyn told her that Chad hitting her was an accident because they were pushing back and forth with one another and he accidentally headbutted her. And I just kind of feel like I don't give a fuck whether it was an accident or not. And I've already talked about this at the beginning of the video, that I feel like Chad was always apologetic and nothing about the situation made me feel like in any way she was deserving of what happened. It was exactly what it was. A domestic dispute between two people, and when a man is stronger than a woman in such a way like that, it still looks terrible on his part to use such force against her. When you looking at him and you don't see not a mark or a scratch, but you looking at her and she got a deep ass cut in her forehead because he headbutted her. And let's not forget, he's a fucking football player, which means his strength is stronger than most average people. If you know how much them NFL football players train and shit like that, and the way Chad was always trying to get on another team, he probably was always in tip-top shape so that he was always trying out to get on somebody's fucking team at the time. And he had just got on somebody's team when they got together, and that's what ended when all of this went down. And I felt bad for him, but I also felt like he never said that he didn't do it. He always took responsibility for it. And at the end of the day, I can't look at a man who headbutts a woman and say that it's her fault. Like, I just cannot. And like I said, Tammy even said that at one point, but now you're going to say that you feel like because she said it was an accident, which women say that all the time in domestic dispute situations, they'll say, oh, it was an accident, he didn't mean it. Come on now, Tammy. That does not make this right in any way. And she eventually says to herself, you know, and says to Jackie, because she starts to cry, and she says, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have said that to her face. I should not have thrown her truth in her face, but it was the truth. And Jackie feels like she knows Tammy well enough to know that she wouldn't lie about something like this, and that, you know, it's not her business to get in between that shit, because that shit is heavy, heavy. It is so heavy, baby. All right? But yeah, y'all, that was everything that went down on Basketball Wives. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit me up for that credit repair that you might need in your life. Yes. Hit me up in my email, BONDY.BRITTANY@gmail.com. Share the video wherever you share shit. I love you, and I will see you in the next one tomorrow. Power, love, and hip hop Atlanta. Look forward.